Everyone. Welcome to an episode of Behind the Bell. I'm your host, Emily Drury. We are not at the market site today, but so thrilled that we are still able to join virtually for you. Right now, I have two special guests. I have Lisa Greenbaum, the Chief Client Officer at Progyny. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
And I have Molly O'Brien, VP of Global Rewards at Nasdaq. Thanks so much for joining us, Molly.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to start off, obviously, today is a very special day. We had Progyny in to ring the bell remotely for us at Nasdaq to recognize National Infertility Awareness Week. So we'll get to that more. But first, Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about your role at Progyny and what Progyny does?
As the Chief Client Officer at Progyny, my role is to help with the company's go-to-market strategy and to work with all of our current clients. Progyny is a fertility benefits management company, and we work with large self-insured employers. We provide coverage for family building needs. With 1 in 8 couples struggling with infertility, there's a large and growing need for fertility benefits. And at Progyny, we've been able to do it in a really unique way. We are able to provide strong patient support combined with superior outcomes, helping people get pregnant faster and have healthier pregnancies, and demonstrate to employers that we can efficiently use their healthcare dollars. We partner with leaders in HR and benefits executives and their consultants who understand the importance of providing family building benefits for their employees. And in some ways, it's never been more important than now with the COVID pandemic, as we've all really been experiencing the true importance of family and helping make people's dreams of parenthood come true.
Absolutely. And for those of you who've been following NASDAQ for a while, Progyny joined us in the NASDAQ family just a few months ago, and we're so thrilled to have them as a NASDAQ-listed company. As I mentioned earlier, we are recognizing National Infertility Awareness Week. Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about this cause and why it's so important?
Yes, despite the fact that 1 in 8 struggle from infertility, there's still a stigma associated with infertility. And despite the fact that the prevalence is greater than asthma or diabetes, mandates are lacking throughout the country. So events like National Infertility Awareness Week are so important to help raise the awareness of the struggles that people with infertility have. And these are physical, emotional, as well as financial struggles. And the ability to help give a voice to those struggling with infertility is so important. So part of our hope is that we can really empower people with infertility to speak up because we know it works. In a study, over 65% of companies who have infertility benefits have stated it's because of employee demand, that their employees have helped them understand the real struggles that they're facing and the impact that it has on their personal lives as well as their professional lives. And so our hope is that during National Infertility Awareness Week, we and others can help the infertility community. We know it to be an extremely resilient community, and we are hoping that we are able to help everyone's dreams of having a family come true.
And we are so honored to be a part of that. What an incredible, moving way to put it. I think that that's a perfect segue to Molly, who was really a part of this recent partnership between NASDAQ and Progyny. Molly, can you tell us a little bit about how NASDAQ is working with Progyny in terms of benefits?
Yeah, we are so excited to roll out Progyny to our population. And, if I back up, I feel like my job is to curate a set of programs, both in compensation and benefits, that help people live their best life at home and at work. And for so many people, living their best life means building a family. And a lot of us can do that on our own, but many of us need help. So it's been a wonderful partnership to be able to provide that help to our population. And we're excited to roll it out. I have to say that I got a call from an employee. I was able to call an employee who I had been in contact with about the fertility benefits, and she was in tears on the phone. And just the thought that that we are going to personally help her build a family just made my day.
Absolutely. I think that's wonderful. And can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned your job is making these kind of cohesive benefits for Nasdaq employees. How does Progyny really fit into the full suite of Nasdaq benefits?
Yeah, so to me, it's part of comprehensive healthcare, right? So just as Lisa mentioned, some of us, it's both comprehensive healthcare in the physical sense, but it's also in the inclusive sense, right? So some of us have trouble getting pregnant for medical reasons, but some of us are single parents and want to get pregnant. Some of us have same-sex partners and want to get pregnant. And so being able to offer this to all of those people, I think is so important. And when I personally had a medical pregnancy 13 years ago, and at the time, we didn't have any of this set up, right? You kind of called someone who you had heard through the grapevine that they may have gotten pregnant medically, and there is none of the kind of structure and support, and it's a very emotional experience. It's a challenging experience, and having a patient care advocate walk you through the process, having someone recognize, just even knowing, like, here's the process that you'll go through, and here are the medical steps that you'll go through. It's a technical process, right? And then also just having an organization that recognizes it's an emotional process, and someone's going to be there to be an advocate and to be a voice for you, and just even a sounding board to say this is totally normal, and if it didn't happen last month, we get that it's disappointing. All of that structure and support, I think, is it's not only a huge help for our people, but it also helps them build a family and also stay focused at work, right? So this is a challenging process in and of itself, but having the support there allows them to have a little comfort and be able to focus on their work, and as well as focusing on their larger life goals. And even people who are not in that moment in life where this is the critical thing, right? I think there's a sense of pride knowing that we are a company that helps all families, all people create the families that they want to create.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I think something you mentioned, a sense of comfort, is certainly something that people are striving towards in times like these. And I just want to thank both of you for taking the time to join us virtually to talk through both this partnership and this incredibly important cause that we are recognizing today at Nasdaq in partnership with Progyny. So thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we're so glad to have the partnership as well.
Fantastic. So thanks everybody for tuning in to this virtual episode of Behind the Bell. You can always find more on the Nasdaq social channels. And thanks to my guests for joining us. See you next time.